Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. My name is Christine and I welcome you to Everyday Yoga. The reason that I am making these videos is because yoga has been so helpful for me, especially over this past year or more now as we're into April. And I just want to share some of the benefits that yoga has brought to my life. And one of the most important benefits is bringing me into the present moment. So I invite you to come into this present moment, to make this be your practice, just to let go of anything that's happened so far today or in the past, to alleviate any kind of worry that you have about the future, but just to focus on right here, right now. The best way to do that is to focus on the breath. So find a comfortable and safe, sturdy seat. Make sure that your feet and your sit bones are grounded, and by that I mean that you're paying attention to the contact between your feet and the ground, between your sit bones or your buttocks and the seat that you're sitting on. Notice what that feels like. Notice if you're leaning very far forward or very far back, or maybe you're rolling out on the edges of your seat, or more of your weight is in your toes or your heels. But take a moment just to press evenly through the feet. Press evenly onto the surface that you're sitting on. And notice what that feels like. You can close your eyes here if that feels good to you, or take a soft gaze. Have your hands resting wherever they fall naturally, whether it's on your thighs or your knees or out here to your sides. Whatever feels good to you. That's really important. This is your practice, and it is important that it feel good to you. If at any point something that we're doing in this practice doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. Just don't do it. So take a breath, and as you take that breath again, notice how that feels coming in through your nose. The first time a yoga instructor said that to me, I was in my 40s, and I don't think I ever noticed what that felt like. So take a moment to inhale through your nose and notice what it feels like to draw air up into your nostrils. Maybe you can even feel it in your nasal cavity behind your eyes there. Maybe you can feel it as it hits the back of your throat or moves downward. Maybe you can feel it in your lungs, or maybe just the rise and fall of your chest is enough indication there. But I invite you to really be present, focusing on the physical sensations that we are practicing together here and now. So as you inhale through the nose and draw the air all the way down toward your belly, letting the belly expand, letting the chest rise. And as you exhale, consciously move the air from the lungs, up the throat, and back out the nose. Follow the breath. Notice what you feel. Notice the physical sensations. Notice what is in the room around you. Maybe you smell something. Maybe you hear something. Maybe you have the window open and you can feel the wind upon your skin. Maybe you just heard my space heater make a crackling noise. Whatever it is, just be here right now. And let's just take a moment to roll our shoulders up and forward and back, maybe letting the arms be loose by your sides. And then up and back and down, opening up through the heart so that the heart can work efficiently and the lungs can be open, allowing that air to come in. And the next time you roll up and back and down, let the shoulders stay here. Let the heart be lifted. Let the chin be tucked towards the heart so that the neck is long and protected. Continue noticing the connection between your feet and the floor, your seat and the chair, the air flowing in and out of your nose. And let's just go ahead and inhale and draw our arms up towards the sky, bringing the palms overhead to touch. And as we exhale, let's draw the palms down to heart center. And then let's inhale, spreading the arms open wide at shoulder height, palms facing forward, up and overhead. And then the palms come together again, and we exhale down to our heart. Let's just work through that movement here, nice and slow, as if you're swimming, or as if the air was really thick and heavy. Just really slow and deliberate, inhaling to open wide and lift, exhaling to bring the palms together and down to the heart. Continue moving like this, linking the movement with the breath, staying right here in this place, wherever you are. Finding some movement in the shoulders, nice and gentle. And then let's add the gaze. So follow your hands with your eyes, looking up where the palms meet, and taking the gaze down toward the heart when the palms are together. Inhale to open, lift up and look up. Draw the hands together, down to the heart, and follow the thumbs with your gaze. Last time here, let's open up, reach up, look up. Draw the hands to the heart. Draw your gaze to the thumbs. Letting your chin come to the chest here, getting a nice big stretch in the back of the neck. And let's release the hands to wherever they're comfortable and just rotate the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then back down to center and rotate the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then back down to center. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And I invite you to continue with this movement, moving with the breath. Or if you find a spot that feels particularly good, stay there. Maybe gently move the gaze towards the floor and then towards the sky, honoring what you feel in your neck, in your shoulders, maybe all the way down into the pectoral muscles in the chest. And when you've had enough here, exhale the chin back to the chest and inhale to lift the head back on top of the spine. And then let's go ahead and inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, drawing the palms down towards the knees. And then let's inhale, drawing the heart forward and the elbows back. And then exhale, rounding the back here, really bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhale, this is your seated cow pose where you kind of drop the belly or draw the belly forward. And then exhale into your seated cat pose, like an angry cat, but we're not angry cats, we're happy cats. heart forward as you inhale, rounded back as you exhale. And this could be a really small, gentle movement here, depending on how you're feeling today. Or it could be really, really big, really drawing that heart forward, really drawing the elbows back, drawing the shoulder blades down. And as you exhale, really rounding the back, maybe even taking the hands off the knees and reaching forward, wiggling through those fingertips. And the next time you inhale, just come back to a nice tall seat. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to knees or thighs. And then inhale, drawing that heart forward, a nice flat back here. And as you exhale, just kind of hinge forward at the hips, getting a little bit of a stretch in the low back here. And if this is enough for you here, just stay here and breathe, following the breath, noticing what you feel in your back, in your shoulders, in your neck. And if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch in that low back, keep your sit bones firmly grounded and maybe hinge forward a little bit more. You might notice more of a stretch in the hips, maybe more of a stretch in the back. And if you'd like even more, you can go ahead and round your back all the way down, taking your nose towards your knees, maybe releasing your hands to the tops of the feet or to the mat or the ground, or keeping them cupped over your knees or somewhere on your shins here, wherever feels comfortable for your body. Remember, everybody is different. The length of our arms, our legs, they're all different. So this is going to look different for everybody. And you can stay here, or you can just let everything go. Let all the weight of your head draw you forward. Breathing into the back body. And as you exhale, just soften wherever you don't need to be exerting any effort. Stay here and breathe. And when you're ready to come up, you can begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time, blossoming up into this nice tall seat, like a fresh blade of grass growing up from the earth. And then let's go ahead and inhale the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, take your left wrist in your right hand and gently bend towards the right side, getting a nice side body stretch here. And this might be enough right here. If it is, just stay here and breathe, again following the breath, noticing what you feel in the body. Maybe you want to lean a little farther over to the right to get more of a stretch in the left side body. But keep your left hip fully grounded on the seat here. So you're not lifting up, but you're really planted firmly on that seat. And the next time you inhale, inhale both hands up. And as you exhale, take the right wrist in the left hand and lean over to the left. Inhaling here, making space between the ribs. Honoring what you feel in your body by taking it back if that's too much, or taking it forward or over to the side if it's not enough. Breathing here, following the breath. And inhale, fingertips back up to the sky. Exhale, palms towards the earth. Then let's take our hands to heart center and just do a gentle twist here. So we'll inhale, lifting the sternum to the thumbs. And as we exhale, let's twist very gently over towards the right, keeping the chin in line with the fingertips here. Not doing anything except a nice little twist in the low back, in the mid back, maybe a little bit in the upper back. This might be enough for today, or you might want to release the hands and bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Bring the right hand maybe to the seat or to the back of the chair. And as you inhale, really draw the crown of your head up towards the sky. And as you exhale, deepen that twist. Maybe draw the right shoulder blade back behind you and down. Breathing here, finding length as you inhale, finding softness as you exhale. And when that's enough for you, go ahead and inhale, drawing the hands back up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here to reestablish that firm seat and the length in the back of the neck. And as you exhale, twist over towards the left. Keep the gaze where it is, unless you do want more, in which case you can take the right palm to the outside of the left knee and continue into your twist. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, maybe looking back over that left shoulder, drawing the left shoulder away and towards the back. Really getting into that twist here. One more inhale here. Exhale to soften. And then inhale, reaching the arms back up towards the sky. And as you exhale, rotate the arm bones in the shoulder sockets so that the pinkies are drawing in towards one another. We're really making space in between the shoulder blades here. And then let's take both arms, wrap them around us, right arm on top of the left in this nice big hug, continuing to make that space in between the shoulder blades. Breathing here, maybe crawling the fingertips a little bit closer to one another and making that hug a little bit tighter. And then let's inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, drawing those pinkies together to remind our shoulder blades where we want them. And then exhale, left arm on top this time for your nice big hug. It's just as important to show yourself a little bit of love and affection, whatever that means to you, as it is to try and seek it from outside ourselves. Probably more important, really. One more big breath here. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Maybe lift the corners of the mouth up towards the sky. And then inhale the arms back up alongside the ears. Exhale, palms to center, meeting one another here. Let's just get a little bit of movement in the hips, so release the hands and maybe take the left leg out towards the left side, kind of sitting on the corner of the seat here. You can take the outside of the left foot and kind of roll the sole of the foot up off the floor or mat so that you're on the outside of that left foot. This is opening up through the hip here. Maybe you want to take and roll to the inside of the right foot. Maybe inhale out and exhale in. Inhale out and exhale the knee in towards center. Just finding a little gentle movement in the hips here. And when you've had enough, draw the knees back to center and switch to the other side. Sitting on that corner, nice and firm. Roll to the outside of the right foot and then roll to the inside of the right foot. Just finding a little opening here in the hips, a little bit of gentle movement. Inhaling out Exhaling in, inhaling out, exhaling in. Let's inhale out again and exhale, aligning everything back up to center. And then let's inhale the arms up and overhead where the palms meet, and exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for giving yourself the gift of just taking a few moments to be present and to nurture yourself. May all good things come to you. Namaste.